So when it comes to drawing female breasts, here's my. I hope this is showing up. um, oh gosh, drawing in pencil feels so good. It feels so good. I was doing this digitally a second ago, and it's digital sometimes can be a very useful tool, but sometimes it also can be a bit of a headache, especially when it doesn't respond, um, the way you want it to. Anyway, I'm digressing already, but I'm just saying, I'm really digging how reality feels right now. Okay, all right. So here, is my female my female rib cage. Okay, all right. Could be a little bit smaller, actually. Always remember, guys, when you draw your female rib cages, keep them small, because the larger they you make them, the more male, they're gonna seem. Okay, so be careful about that. So one of the big mistakes that people make, especially like people who are first like learning how to draw, and I made this mistake too, a long time ago, as a lot of young men do, because they're concentrating on other things. But what you don't want to do is just like draw the rib cage, and then just like slap like two circles on there like that, and call it a day, and say, okay, like that's the breast. Um, that's this is not the best way to draw breasts. Okay. If you're doing this for like Mad Magazine or something like that, it's perfectly fine. If this is like a gross caricature, it's fine. But you don't really want to do that, because breasts don't work like that. You can get away with it sometimes, if it's a caricature, again, if it's if you're doing like just like a rabbit, I mean, it's a very graphic kind of thing. But typically, the truth is that the breasts really they start. The breasts are sitting on top of the pectoralis muscle. Okay, basically, that's what it is. They sit on top of the pectoralis muscle, so they're not just sprouting out of the woman's rib cage, out of nowhere. It's actually sitting on top of another fleshy mass, and actually, the breast is going to it's going to be coming out from like behind, let's say like the armpit. But I could do better than that. Excuse me. Here I am. I'm making the same. I'm doing what I said not to do, which is just to draw it as a circle. Yeah, you kind of have to imagine that it's coming out from behind here, and then like that. So it's almost like it has like a little tail or something like that, and it's coming out from behind. Um, the pectoralis muscle, where it inserts into the deltoid. That's a little bit a better representation of like what the breast should look like. At least sometimes I even, I do that. Like I put a little overlap here. I've seen two ways of people doing it. Sometimes, depending on the situation, Sometimes the breast is large enough that you will get like this overlap here, and then sometimes you'll get, excuse me, you'll get almost like this tail, yeah, this almost like this tail kind of like relationship that's coming out from behind. Okay. Another thing, you know, when you draw the breast, a tip, the point where the clavicle starts here, that's on the same line as like where the nipples should be, basically speaking. Okay. Another thing, you notice how how low I'm resting the nipples here, because we don't want to make the nipples, like, don't put them like like dead center in the middle of the breast like that. You know, where it's like a pair of like owl eyes, like looking at you. We really have to try to view the breast as a volume that has weight and that is sinking, actually. So it should not, you know, the breast. That's another thing. Unless, you know, you're drawing someone who has, let's say, artificial breasts. Okay. Yeah, the breast is not gonna sit up like that. That's actually, the funny thing is, women who do have like breast augmentations, right? Like, you know, I'm sorry to say, things like, you know, you see like in like adult film stars, and you know, women who really had too much surgery, you will see breasts that are like this, but they're not real. You know, those are not. Those are not real breasts. These are not the breasts, you know, that we want. This is, you know, this is real or realistic. You know, this is fake. Okay, breasts of that size do not stand up like that, unless, you know, they're made of some other some inorganic material, basically speaking. Okay, so I know on one end, you know, this might actually, the more I think about it, this might be attractive, you know, to some guys, you know, who are not really thinking past stage 2 here, or at least not, you know, much less stage 1. But yeah, you know, that is not real. You know, I mean, those are breasts, like, you know, you'll see on an artificial doll, and it just does not work like that. So I don't know what's happening to the male brain, you know, to make them react to something like that.